The #1 team in the nation has won 22 straight games in a row. South Carolina is rolling. They will try to go undefeated in SEC play with a win over Texas A&M today. South Carolina has already secured the #1 seed in the SEC tournament coming up this week in Greenville. Texas A&M, they are trying to get in the top 4 because they want that double bye at the SEC tournament. South Carolina has already clinched, actually it was a week ago today. They were named the SEC regular season champs, and before the game this afternoon, they were presented with their 5th SEC regular season championship trophy on Senior Day. What a fitting start to this last game of the SEC regular season. Courtney Lyle and national championship winning head coach Carolyn Peck with you. This South Carolina team has been so impressive, and it starts with the top with the seniors.
Well, I look at them as fire and ice. You have Ty Harris, who is very calm and collected, and if you need a hype person, you go and look at Kiki Herbert-Harrigan. Ty Harris has done a terrific job of being the maestro of this orchestra, getting the ball to the right people at the right time or scoring it herself. She has been that leader that Dawn Staley has needed. And then you have Kiki Herbert-Harrigan, whether it be her mid-range jump shot, knocking it down from the 3, or having her presence felt swatting shots. These two have been tremendous leaders for this #1 recruiting class of freshmen.
When you have 3 freshmen in the starting lineup every game this season, you need some senior leaders, and that's exactly what South Carolina is getting. They will be facing a Texas A&M team who has Kennedy Carter back, and she just picked up where she left off.
Well, she does so much for this team. Any team that when they're playing against Texas A&M, the focus is on number 3, Kennedy Carter. You saw in the graphic, 37% of the episodes on the court involve Kennedy Carter, whether it be scoring, whether she's getting to the free throw line, and maybe occasionally a turnover or 2.
Gary Blair informed us just before tip-off that Kennedy Carter will be coming off the bench. He said they are trying something a little bit different today against the #1 team in the nation. Kayla Wells puts the first bucket through for Texas A&M.
And then talking to Gary Blair, Kayla Wells was the #1 person that he pointed to that needed to have a big game today here in South Carolina.
Chambria Washington just going straight inside on South Carolina, but misses. Ty Harris left all alone, a little off to the right.
We talked to Bob Starkey, assistant coach for Texas A&M, and the biggest concern was Texas A&M's transition defense against South Carolina. He knows they can score quick. Oh, that's huge with Aaliyah Boston getting called for an early foul.
Yeah, the battle in the paint is going to be very interesting. South Carolina lives for paint points. They have more depth, though, than Texas A&M does. So it'll be interesting to see how much they can actually battle.
Well, you have Aaliyah Boston, then coming off the bench, then you can go to a Victoria Saxon or Letitia Emahir. But what Dawn Staley wants to have is Boston on the court.
Leah Wilson tries the 2. It's no good. Kiki Herbert-Harrigan in the corner. And how fitting the first points for Carolina come from a senior.
Well, the first 2 shots that were taken were seniors. Ty Harris, she missed the first one, but Kiki Herbert-Harrigan right on target.
Look, there was some emotion before this game because of Senior Day. Both seniors shedding tears, even some of their teammates a little emotional about the last regular season home game for these 2.
Well, when you look at what these 2 have accomplished throughout their career here in South Carolina, I believe everybody here got a little misty in saying goodbye to the final season. Great cut by Kiki Herbert-Harrigan. But to see these 2, their careers coming to an end, listen, when the NCAA tournament, they'll be hosting the first and second round. You better get your tickets. You need to absorb seeing these 2 as often as you can.
They were part of South Carolina's first national championship as freshmen. They're trying to bookend their careers with another championship as seniors.
Well, they're leaving their legacy because they've taught these freshmen well. You see how Aaliyah Boston just knows where Kiki Herbert-Harrigan's going to be on the cut. They share the ball so well.
taking her time, finds Bree Beal. They'll go inside to Aaliyah Boston, who's battling in on Sierra Johnson. Boston won't shy away from contact, but neither will Johnson.
Boston's got to be careful defending that ball screen. She's already got one foul.
Harris finds the open woman just a little bit short for Zia Cook, who actually has led South Carolina in scoring more games than any other player.
She is a dynamic freshman that really will get this crowd going in a hurry.
Remember, A&M has not played Kennedy Carter yet. They are bringing her off the bench in this game. This is her 6th game back from injury after missing 7 games with an ankle. Gary Blair's in his 17th season. This has been an interesting one for Texas A&M because you lose Kennedy Carter for 7 games, so now your team's trying to figure out how to play without your go-to player. Then she comes back, you got to figure out how to reinsert her into the lineup.
Well, and it's not so much just the X's and O's piece of it, but also psychological, because after a team goes 7 games, the 5 players that are used to playing without Kennedy Carter have gotten into a rhythm, getting to know each other. Then you have to insert a dynamic player like Kennedy Carter back into the lineup. Then you start having to figure out, when is it my time? When is it her time? And getting back into that rhythm.
Aaliyah Wilson got the start in place of Kennedy Carter today, and she's already got 4 points. It's number 2 in the maroon jersey for Texas A&M. Kayla Wells driving in and draws the foul. They get Bree Beal on the foul, her first. Texas A&M has gone 14-2 with Kennedy Carter. They went 4-3 without her over that 7-game stretch. Numbers dropped off a little bit in points per game, rebounds per game, and steals.
Well, watching her play in the Auburn game, it looked like everything was clicking and back together. Then they face a hot Alabama team that is playing very well, and you could just tell that things were not clicking as easily as they were against Auburn, and I think a lot of that had to do with really understanding when you face adversity. When everything's going well, it's easy to pull together. You really don't even have to revert back to really finding out who you are. When things start going bad, that's when the separation happens. They've got to learn and find that flow.
Texas A&M is coming off a loss to Alabama. Alabama had a great week last week, beating 2 ranked opponents in a row, but that second quarter was big for the Aggies. They were outscored 27-11.
Can we say Sierra Johnson? The Alabama.
For Alabama, yeah.
Sierra Johnson. In the starting lineup, she was huge for the Tide.
Big rebound by Aaliyah Wilson, but can't put it through.
Let me tell you what, not having Kennedy Carter in the starting lineup, Texas, you've got to believe South Carolina prepared to have Kennedy Carter. So that really throws off your scouting flow when you've prepared for a player like number 3.
It's going to stay with South Carolina. Dawn Staley has done an excellent job of incorporating this number 1 freshman recruiting class into her program and having success immediately.
Well, a lot of that, she gives credit to the leadership of Ty Harris and what she has demonstrated on how to play, how to work together. And these young freshmen came in as great followers as well.
Bree Beal finally corrals it for the Gamecocks. Herbert-Harrigan, she loves that shot.
She will eat you up running the baseline and especially in that short corner area.
She has all 7 of South Carolina's points. They go inside to Sierra Johnson, who's working on Victoria Saxton. It bounces out. South Carolina points belong to the senior.
You always wonder how emotions are going to affect you on senior night. But Kiki Herbert-Harrigan is making the most of her last regular season game, and she has started off on fire in this first quarter. And you know what? We got more to come.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Wendy's. Try a Big Bacon Classic today. What a special moment before this game today as South Carolina honored their seniors, Ty Harris and Kiki Herbert-Harrigan. It was emotional for the whole team because these two seniors are the core of this group.
I definitely think Ty is an extension of Coach on the floor. You know, sometimes she doesn't have to look at Coach and then they'll be on the same page with plays to run and things like that. And Coach always told me that, like, Ty was like, she's really good and she listens and she does what she tells her to do. Ty's a real good leader. So.
Most valuable thing Kiki has taught me is to always have fun when I'm playing basketball. Because, you know, like, it could be your last game, so you don't want your last game to be, like, deadly or, like, boring. So just have fun, like, while it lasts, because the ball don't bounce forever.
Ty Harris and Kiki both have given us some great experiences, some great leadership, some great moments out there on the basketball court. And we only wish them much success.
Just incredible what these two seniors have done, and credit to the rest of the team too, because they were willing to listen to these two seniors and follow their lead.
Well, with both of these seniors going through their progress of their 4 years, they've grown in different ways, so they understood what these freshmen need. When you look at what they have been able to accomplish, 113 wins, look, they're ranked always in the top 25. They've never finished below ranked 16th in the country. And these two won the national championship in 2017. So, I mean, they know what it takes to get it done.
Now they have 2 SEC tournament titles and now 2 regular season titles. But they won another national championship. Wouldn't that be nice?
They really do. I mean, you talk to these two, it's one of the things that they have talked about from day one in the focus and understanding what it takes.
South Carolina has now been ranked #1 for 7 straight weeks. Dawn Staley has brought them to their only #1 rankings in school history.
Courtney, you need some of those pants that Dawn Staley has on.
Those are senior day, getting the SEC regular season championship trophy day pants.
Absolutely. Fashion,
yes.
Statement.
Herbert-Harrigan is at the line. She has all 9 points, now 10 points for South Carolina to start this game. Kennedy Carter is now in for Texas A&M. If you're just joining us, they did not start her. Gary Blair told us right before the game they were going to try something different and bring Carter off the bench. See what kind of an impact Kennedy Carter brings. Remember, that is 21.7 points per game right there. #3 in the maroon jersey, 5th in the nation.
So what do you have to focus on when Kennedy Carter's in the game? It is the ball screen action, whether she's in it or away from it. If you overhelp, she's going to be the open person. If she's the one involved, she is tough to guard. She's either going to get the bucket, she's going to find the open person, or more times than not, you're going to put her on the free throw line.
And remember, Carter finishes 37% of Texas A&M's plays, whether that's taking a shot, getting to the free throw line, or forcing a turnover.
Texas A&M in their matchup zone.
Destiny Henderson in the corner. Herbert-Harrigan grabs it. Amir going to the basket. And Sierra Johnson will take it for the Aggies. Chambria Washington going to the rack and draws the foul on Lily Grissett, her first.
Texas A&M has got to continue to stay aggressive against South Carolina. In talking to Bob Starkey early and asked him for his keys, the first thing he said is you've got to hope South Carolina's not clicking on all cylinders, because when they are, they're almost impossible to stop.
Coach Starkey handles the defense for Gary Blair. Harris will try going back inside to her fellow senior. And Herbert-Harrigan back to the free throw line she goes. She's already 2 for 2 this afternoon.
Yeah, the connection between those two and how they've grown up. Dawn Staley said with Kiki Herbert-Harrigan, her maturity probably didn't happen as fast as she would have wanted it to, but by the time she got to her senior year, it was right on time. You know, in the spring of this past spring, Kiki Herbert-Harrigan went into the portal. And Dawn Staley said there was no way she was letting Kiki leave and let another coach reap the benefit of all the hard work those two had put in together.
And Herbert-Harrigan decided to stay, and what a great decision it's been to help lead the South Carolina team back to #1 in the nation. Kennedy Carter puts it through for the first time today. Quickly inside to Ami here. She's working on Sierra Johnson, who already has 1 foul. Well, it's the final big Monday of the season on ESPN and the ESPN app. At 7 p.m., NC State looks to take down #7 Duke twice in 11 days, this time at Cameron. And then we head to Waco for an important Big 12 game between Texas Tech and #2 Baylor, who lost yesterday. Baylor losing to TCU. That should be a good one coming up on Big Monday tomorrow. Lily Brissett puts it through. She's been playing really well for South Carolina as of late. Ty Harris leading the break. Carter steps back. Just a beautiful pass, senior to senior. And Gary Blair calls timeout. South Carolina up 7 here in the first quarter.
The Gamecocks with a 7-point lead. They're off and running in transition. Senior to senior, Ty Harris sees Kiki Herbert-Harrigan streaking down the court.
Look, Ty Harris knows when one of her teammates is hot, she's got to get her the ball. And Herbert-Harrigan has 15 of South Carolina's 17 points.
That's what makes Ty Harris such a great point guard. She understands that. It's not just a random, the ball goes here or there. Everything has a purpose in what she does.
Medea Jones trying to get up past Herbert-Harrigan. Put back by Sierra Johnson. That's the first points for Johnson. Both Sierra Johnson and Medea Jones have 1 foul.
Got to keep an eye on second chance opportunities on these two teams.
Out of bounds off of A&M. Both teams with 4 points in the second chance points category so far. And Aaliyah Boston is going to quickly sub in for Letitia Mihir.
It was really fun talking to Aaliyah Boston yesterday, and she said she almost got misty talking about senior night. She loves her 2 seniors on this team. She was even going to make a card for Ty Harris using construction paper.
Crafty. Ten seconds. Oh, Ty Harris got blocked and fouled by Aaliyah Wilson. That's going to be her first. With 5.7 seconds to go in the first quarter, Ty Harris will head to the line looking for her first points on her senior day. I'll sub Boston back out for Ami here.
Boston has gone down to the trainer She's a little under the weather because she
was coughing when she just came in.
Right. Maybe that's what Harris needed, to see the basketball go through the hoop.
Carolina takes it away. Kiki Herbert-Harrigan just solid in the opening 10 minutes of her final regular season home game. 15 points for Herbert-Harrigan. South Carolina has never trailed after the first quarter. Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. South Carolina leading A&M after the first 10 minutes here in Columbia. And this is what the SEC tournament bracket would look like entering today's game. So before today's games were played. Right now, of course, South Carolina has already clinched that #1 seed. They get the double bye. Texas A&M is trying to make sure they get that double bye. And if Arkansas were to win today, then it gives the Aggies a top 4 seed in Greenville.
Well, if the Aggies were to win today, they would secure that. But they're going to, if they don't, they're going to be watching this game that's after us, the LSU-Arkansas game, because then if LSU were to win that, then they win the double bye, they win the head-to-head against Texas A&M and Kentucky, so they move into that 4th spot.
It's going to be really interesting coming into this day about how the bracket looks. I don't think it's going to look like that after the day is over.
But you know what you have to do all day long? You got to watch SEC basketball.
That's not a bad day. Yeah, so here's the battle. South Carolina and Mississippi State, they're locked in as the 1 and 2 seeds in the SEC tournament. Kentucky wins, and they get a double bye. Texas A&M wins, they get a double bye. Arkansas, LSU, and Tennessee would all need some help. You want to be a top 4 seed so you don't have to play until Friday. They're going to rule that this stays with South Carolina. It's been interesting to watch South Carolina open up games this year. They have not trailed this season after the first quarter.
And they've normally dominated the first quarter, outscoring teams by almost 12 points, but Texas A&M kept it close.
Harris elevates. Yeah, I think those free throws are exactly what she needed.
The visual, you just got to see a little success, and then things start going your way.
And for Texas A&M, they did not start Kennedy Carter today. They brought her off the bench. Gary Blair told us they were trying something different. She only played 3 minutes in the first quarter and had 2 points. And that's the 5th leading scorer in the nation.
She probably needs to focus more on scoring first, passing second. Texas A&M needs offensive production.
Aaliyah Boston going to work on Sierra Johnson, who's got a foul already.
So impressed with that freshman. And any coach you talk to, when they watch South Carolina, they all make the comment, these freshmen don't play like freshmen. They play like they've got years of experience.
Lily Grissett drives. The kick out to Boston for 2. Kayla Wells tracks it down for the Aggies.
Texas A&M going to choose to walk it down the court. They want to limit possessions. They said if this is a track meet, up and down, that's in the favor of South Carolina. If they can keep possessions low, less opportunities for South Carolina to score, and they need to be very efficient when the ball's on their end of the court.
Wilson has to put it up. Man, she's had some good looks that have just come in and out. She's leading A&M with 4 points today.
And Shamir Washington's the one player for A&M that has had to improve their scoring. Going inside to Boston. With Washington, though, most teams, especially when you've got players like Kayla Wells and Kennedy Carter, go a triangle and 2, leave Washington open, so she's got to knock down shots.
Carter pulls up over Aaliyah Boston and gets it to go.
Best offense is the uncalled offense. Just tell Carter, go score.
So good at creating her shot. Lily Grissett was wide open. little too far over the head of Kayla Wells. The final Super Tuesday doubleheader of the season on ESPN and the ESPN app tips at 7 p.m. as number 24 Michigan State squares off against number 16 Penn State. At 9 p.m., number 8 Kentucky hosts a Tennessee team who just beat Florida yesterday. That one will take place at Rupp Arena.
This time of year, anything can happen. We saw Clemson upset Florida State.
Clemson has been dangerous.
I mean,
Kentucky has already clinched the SEC regular season title on the men's side. Which is crazy. They have a week extra left than the women do. Their tournament is the week after.
we can get everybody locked in, especially with the SEC tournament coming up this next week.
Carter getting loose and gets the bounce to go. It's because she held the follow through.
She's so dangerous.
And they get a Boston for the travel.
Kenny Carter is so hard to guard because one, she's patient, and then two, change of speed. She'll get the defense to freeze and then all of a sudden explode into that open area and then knock down the shot.
Anna Dremina is going to check in for Texas A&M, number 33 in the maroon jersey. Carter gets by Cook, but is under the basket. Brissett driving in. And it's going to be A&M ball. So Brissett steps out. She's been playing really well. Last 5 games, averaging almost 10 points a game. Her season average is 6.
I'm so impressed with her transition from the 4 to the 3. And each game, she continues to get better. And understanding, now the three-point shot, that's not her strength, so she didn't get that. What she looks at is opportunities to attack the basket. Look, Zia Cook couldn't do anything but smile after trying to defend Kennedy Carter on that one.
Kennedy Carter is a walking highlight reel with the way she can create her shot. Ty Harris for 3. In and out, it'll stay with the Gamecocks. South Carolina up here in the second quarter, 25-18. Hey, this is a big game we got going on here in Columbia. South Carolina, remember, they've already clinched that number 1 seed in the SEC tournament, but they're trying to get their second unbeaten SEC regular season since the 2015-16 season, and they did go on to win that SEC tournament title. For Texas A&M, a win would clinch them a double bye in the SEC tournament, and then also, we've got some candidates for Player of the Year in this game, Peck.
Well, you've got Ty Harris, Aaliyah Boston, and also Kennedy Carter, 3 names. There's been a lot of conversation about who will be SEC Player of the Year. My thought? I go Ty Harris, the number 1 point guard who has her team not only sitting at the top of the SEC, they're undefeated, and she has 3 freshmen in the starting lineup.
And they're number 1 in the nation.
Boom.
There's going to be a foul on Kayla Wells. You know, we've been looking at the stat sheet while we were in that last break, and South Carolina is a team who loves paint points. They score so easily inside, but Texas A&M is actually leading them in paint points right now.
And really only one true post player in Sierra Johnson. What Texas A&M is doing, limiting second chance opportunities. That's where South Carolina makes a living.
Wells getting double teamed, finds Johnson, and Dia Jones, a tough shot under the basket. Harris corrals it. Both teams have only scored 6 points each here in the second quarter.
Ty Harris comes down the floor, doesn't even look at Dawn Staley. She knows what to call, what she's looking for.
And South Carolina had missed its last 5 shots before that bucket by Aaliyah Boston.
So what do you do when you've not been able to score? Go inside to the highest percentage shot on the floor.
Henderson shoots it up to Zaya Cook. Cook is South Carolina's leading scorer in SEC play. Has not scored yet.
I think that senior day was emotional for everyone. I think it's had an effect on Zaya Cook. Early it had an effect on Aaliyah Boston and Ty Harris as well.
It's going to stay with A&M. Well, our NBA Sunday special heads to the Big Easy with LeBron and the Western Conference leading Lakers taking on Zion and the Pelicans. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 7:30 p.m. on ESPN and the ESPN app. Wells coming off the screen. My goodness!
We talked about Kiki Herbert-Harrigan, the mid-range shot, the three-point shot. This is my favorite part of Kiki Herbert-Harrigan's game. And it's not even the block. It's the flex afterwards, the attitude that she brings for the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Carolina is first in the nation in blocks per game. They average 8.4. They've got 4 already today. Carter steps back for 2, in and out. A&M ball.
I'm liking the matchup of Zaya Cook and Kennedy Carter.
Aaliyah Wilson has been giving A&M some good minutes. She's got 6 points. Got the start in place of Kennedy Carter today as Gary Blair was trying something different, bringing Carter off the bench. First points for Herbert-Harrigan since the first quarter when she had 0-15.
She came out red hot.
Wilson gets the screen. Oh, they say Carolina touched it last. Wells and Herbert-Harrigan were fighting for it.
Did you see the freshman in Aaliyah Boston going to Harrigan to get her to calm down a little bit?
Lucky break for A&M. It's tipped into the hands of Johnson. Wells for 3.
That whole series, Kennedy Carter never touches the basketball.
Destiny Henderson going inside, no problem.
She gave him a little this, a little that, weaving through the defense. Watch these two. Zaya Cook with Carter. Cook takes so much pride in her defense.
Carter just knew to dump it off to Sierra Johnson in time before Carolina hard-hedged on that screen, and South Carolina's going to call timeout. I mean, Kennedy Carter can be so smart with the basketball, knowing exactly where to go with it, tossing it over to Sierra Johnson.
Well, before she got injured, she and Johnson had made a great connection, and that had led to a lot of success for Texas A&M.
Texas A&M right now is ranked 12th in the nation. They are projected to be a 3 seed as of now in the NCAA tournament. That's according to Charlie Cream. RPI is at 18, strength of schedule is 21. Both of those are good numbers. They're notable wins: Arkansas, Tennessee, TCU, and Duke. And that Arkansas win could be big for them when we finally get the bracket tonight. If Arkansas wins today, then Texas A&M would get that double bye in the SEC tournament.
Gary Blair said that's important, as well as he felt like in playing against South Carolina today, they needed to look good. The game, they either needed to win it or they needed to make it a close competitive game to get recognition from the committee to understand how good they are so that they could stay in that top 16, because he wants to host in the first and second round.
Now, Charlie Cream will be in studio with Brick and the gang at halftime, so he'll break it all down for us.
Well, A&M in a 1-2-2.
Henderson turned right into Sierra Johnson, and it's going to be a held ball. Arrow is pointing to the Aggies.
You watch, as soon as Henderson gets into the paint, she attracts two. They're really making a concentrated effort of shutting down paint points.
South Carolina is coming off a game where they had 60 paint points against Florida. They've got 14 right now. A&M's got 16.
And Sierra Johnson doing work, as well as Kennedy Carter off the bounce. She really can break you down defensively and get 2 feet in the paint.
Just won't go for Sierra Johnson. Love the effort.
I'm telling you, keep an eye on second chance opportunities. The team that wins that battle has a great opportunity to win this ball game.
A&M has 8 second chance points. South Carolina has 4. Amihir will come in for the final 0.7 seconds, replacing Ty Harris. A little length in there for the defense. And Kayla Wells can't get the shot off. South Carolina leads at the half, looking to go undefeated in the SEC this season. Let's get you to studio with Brick and the gang. Senior day for the #1 team in the nation, and they are up on Texas A&M as we get set for the third quarter here, 31-22. They honored Kiki Herbert-Harrigan and Ty Harris before the game. It was emotional, but these Gamecocks trying to stay undefeated in SEC play. Courtney Lyle and Carolyn Peck with you. And hey, senior day, it was all about one of these seniors in that opening 10 minutes. We're talking about Kiki Herbert-Harrigan.
She said, well, I don't have too many opportunities to play in Colonial Life Arena, so I'm going to make the most of my opportunities. In the first half, 6 of 9 from the floor. She was dialed in, and South Carolina dialed it up to this senior, number 21, Kiki Herbert-Harrigan, had a fantastic 17 points in the first half.
15 points in the first quarter. She was lighting it up. Now, it was interesting. Texas A&M brought Kennedy Carter off the bench to start this game. She only played 13 minutes in the first half and had 8 points.
Well, she's starting this third quarter as well. The matchup between Kennedy Carter and Zaya Cook is going to be interesting to watch when Texas A&M is on the offensive side of the ball.
They go inside to Herbert-Harrigan. It's corralled by Boston. Oh, and Sierra Johnson is called for the foul. That's going to be her second. It's been a post-battle so far, and looking at the numbers in the paint, Texas A&M is actually leading South Carolina.
anytime the basketball has come in the paint for South Carolina, Texas A&M has at least 2 players that have swarmed to the ball.
This is a Carolina team who had 60 paint points in their last game against Florida. Herbert-Harrigan is fouled by India Jones. That is her second. So just like that, Texas A&M now has India Jones and Sierra Johnson both with 2 fouls.
That's going to be crucial because when it comes to post play, post subs, there's a limit not only in numbers but also size. The next person in, you may have Dramina come in. She's about 6'4", 6'5", but after that, really everybody else is guard size.
Herbert-Harrigan gets 1 out of 2.
South Carolina bringing a little full court pressure.
Carter with an open lane. Puts it up and in right before she gets to Aaliyah Boston. Smart.
At times for Texas A&M, their best offense is just let Carter do her thing.
Zaya Cook looking for her first points today. Doesn't get it, but there's a putback by Aaliyah Boston. Long shot from Carter. It'll stay with the Aggies.
Carter, as of late, has really struggled from the perimeter. Her best option, as tightly as people defend her, is to go by them. She has so much creativity going off the bounce.
The win today would be huge for Texas A&M. It would help them secure that top 4 seed in the SEC tournament, meaning they wouldn't have to play until Friday. South Carolina already has that advantage. Good look for Sierra Johnson.
Texas A&M trying to stay in the top 16. They want to make sure that they are hosting the first and second round of the NCAA tournament.
Boston finds herself in a double team, gives it up to Ty Harris, who drives and kicks. Zaya Cook in traffic. Out to Carter. Makes it look easy. Kennedy Carter's up to 12. She averages about 22 points a game.
You know what Texas A&M has done? For the most part, kept the crowd out of this game.
No bucket. The foul is on Kayla Wells. Her second. South Carolina was trying to go inside to Bree Beal.
I know Dawn Staley is looking for that Gamecock moment that really turns this crowd on.
They've had a lot to cheer for this year. 10 wins over ranked teams, including a home win against UConn, where Colonial Life was rocking.
Sometimes you cannot even hear the officials whistle. That's how loud it gets in here.
Last 5 seasons, they have led the nation in attendance, and Kennedy Carter struggling to walk over to the bench. She missed 7 games this season with an ankle injury. This is her 6th game back since that injury. Looks like she's holding her back. See if we can go back to that play and see if anything happened. Carter looks like she's in a lot of pain over there on the A&M bench.
Well, she played really tough defense on Zaya Cook. And the first thing she did when she got up was put that hand on her back.
5th in the nation in points per game. Meanwhile, on the court, they just called the 3rd foul on Sierra Johnson, so Anna Dramina is going to come back in. That's a huge loss, though, for her to pick up 3. Battling a South Carolina team who's big, and they've got depth down low.
And Dramina is not going to be the offensive weapon that Sierra Johnson has been for Texas A&M. So now it's got to become more of a guard production offensively for the Aggies.
Now Johnson averages about 13 points per game. Dramina is under a point per game. They dump it off to her. And I think Bree Beal got a hand on it. South Carolina ball. Kayla Wells is fouled by Ty Harris.
Zia Cook, she's pressing right now. Dawn Staley talks to her players about take the shot you're given. So she was open for the three and trying to really over-create. Zia Cook's got to get her swag back, her confidence back, get that momentum going for the Gamecocks. You see Dawn Staley talking to Cook saying, listen, let it come to you. Stop pressing, relax.
A&M has cut it to 6. They trailed by as many as 13 today.
Got to believe that South Carolina is going to be looking for Kiki Herbert-Harrigan.
Boston is getting everything she wants down low right now. It is a battle with Dramina, but gets the bucket anyway. She loves the physicality down low.
Calls it funness.
We got to see a little bit of that funness again, right?
Well, she's such a mature freshman. When you watch her position herself against the zone, she doesn't stand and wait until someone is looking to pass to her. She does her work early.
Herbert-Harrigan just called for her first foul. Wells misses. Harris with the pull-up. That's pretty. She's up to 6. Gamecocks back up by 10. That's a good shot and her first points today. 6 straight for the Gamecocks. They're up by 12. Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. South Carolina jamming here in the third quarter. They lead 42-30 over Texas A&M. The last 2 plays for the Gamecocks have been typical of what we've seen this year.
Well, when they get going in transition, moving the basketball, scoring quick, that's the rhythm how South Carolina wants to play. You see Zia Cook getting the deflection, and I think this is what number 1 needs to happen for her. See the ball go through the hoop. Create things, make things happen, and then she'll settle in.
Those are her first points today for Zia Cook. And there have been, the effort plays have really helped South Carolina. They averaged 42 points in the paint. They averaged almost 20 points off turnovers. And in the paint battle today, they're losing that battle to Texas A&M.
But they've narrowed the gap. It's a 2-point lead for Texas A&M in the paint. The thing that Texas A&M has done so well, 12 offensive rebounds.
Kennedy Carter went off to the bench holding her back. She is back in the game. She leads A&M with 12 points. I think that was it. Zia Cook just needed to see it go through.
That little, after she was able to create the turnover, come score, on the offensive end. You watch Zai Cook. She's getting ready to get turned up.
8 straight for Carolina. Oh, Washington had a nice look. This time she'll pop the 3. It's short. South Carolina ball. 8 straight points for the Gamecocks. They've got a 14-point lead now. Brick, is there any better day than the last day of the regular season? I mean, so many good games. We got a good one here. #1 South Carolina trying to stay undefeated in SEC play with a win over A&M today. And there's some notable players in this game. Here's today's Wooden Watch List. It's presented by Wendy's. Kennedy Carter, of course, she's 5th in the nation in points per game. Check out the freshman Aaliyah Boston, though. She's shooting 61% from the field.
Terrific hands, can finish going left or right, and then you have Ty Harris, the point guard of the #1 team in the country. Super efficient.
It's fun to get to see all these players playing against each other right now in this game. Pretty good, pretty good. South Carolina right now is projected as the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. They have already wrapped up that #1 seed in the SEC tournament. They got their SEC regular season trophy before the game today.
The thing with South Carolina and the tough schedule that they have played all year long, they don't get too uncomfortable even though their opponent may change up the style of play. They're like chameleons. They can just conform.
Oh, Aaliyah Boston goes up and misses, but that is the 4th foul on Sierra Johnson, who just came back in.
She's got to come out. A lot of time left in this ball game.
Shea Arreo-Whitsitt will check in and replace Sierra Johnson, but you see they don't really have the size to go back to on their bench.
Well, again, I'll go back to the offensive rebounding. Texas A&M 13 to only 5 for South Carolina. Now they've have to be much smaller, going to have to work that much harder on the offensive glass.
Largest lead for Carolina. Wells got stripped by Ty Harris. Second chance for the Aggies. Dia Jones draws the foul on Aaliyah Boston. Her second.
Ty Harris never gives up on the play.
You could hear it and feel that one too.
She's so smart in how she plays on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
Wow, looking at Dia Jones right now at the line for Texas A&M, no points, 6 rebounds. This is a player who had 12 straight double-doubles. She has 15 double-doubles this season, averages a double-double. That's her first point.
That's one that has got to get involved for Texas A&M. And a lot of times, Courtney, she's been able to get points with their offensive rebounds. She's been the focus for South Carolina. That's where Sierra Johnson and the other guards have been able to get to the glass.
Herbert-Harrigan throws it away. 7 turnovers for Carolina. Now missed 9 of its last 11 shots. Bree Beal working around the defense. Offensive board for the Gamecocks. Oh, bounces out for Herbert-Harrigan. Oh, and Kennedy Carter had Kayla Wells going to the hoop. Just too much.
And you see Gary Blair, he wants, if you're going to run in transition for Texas A&M, it's got to be the for sure thing, because they do not want to speed the game up and give opportunities, another possession to South Carolina. Still in that matchup zone.
Dia Jones is all over Boston, making it hard for them to go inside. Oh, fortunately, Bree Beal just came out of nowhere to catch that.
Well, a lot of times teams think that when you're playing South Carolina, play them a zone. Well, South Carolina's got a team full of smart players that recognize, don't just stand around the perimeter of a zone, but cut into the open area, and Bree Beal is one of the best at it.
And Dia Jones now has 3 fouls. Sierra Johnson already on the bench for A&M with 3 fouls. First points for Bree Beal.
It was a major concern for Gary Blair in his post players getting into foul trouble because of the paint points that South Carolina gets and the size that they have inside.
Off of A&M.
Kiki Herbert-Harrigan sold that because she knocked that ball out of the hands of Dia Jones.
Senior day bounce, perhaps, for Ty Harris?
That's just skill, baby. All skill.
Well, shots to drive in. Aaliyah Boston, that was nasty. Second chance points for A&M thanks to Dia Jones. Carolina can score so quick.
They can score quick because Ty Harris, as soon as she gets the basketball, eyes up. Kayla Wells knocks down the 3.
First 3 for A&M today. Neither team shoots many threes. Well, it's the final big Monday of the season on ESPN and the ESPN app. At 7, NC State looks to take down number 7 Duke twice in 11 days. This time it'll be at Cameron. Then we head to Waco next for an important Big 12 game between number 22 Texas Tech and number 2 Baylor. That's coming up on Big Monday. Interesting, Duke and Baylor both lost yesterday. Upsets all over the place on the men's side on Saturday.
The last 2 possessions for South Carolina, Ty Harris threw the ball past the other 9 players on the floor, pushing in transition.
Offensive foul. Victoria Saxton down low for South Carolina. Her first.
As a coach, I don't mind that foul. When you've got a post player that gets called for the offensive foul by getting position, putting 2 feet in the paint, I'll take that.
Gabriel Washington. And then Herbert-Harrigan ties it up. Arrows pointing to South Carolina.
Harrigan has been the star of headsy plays today. Wasn't just her scoring that she started out with in the first quarter, but the blocking of shots, crashing the glass, and then tying the basketball up.
20 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals for Herbert-Harrigan.
How was your last day at Colonial Life?
It was good for Kiki. Carter trying to create. Oh, had a good look at it too. Good news is it doesn't look like her back is bothering her anymore. We saw her go down and sit on the bench. Looked like she was in a lot of pain holding her back.
Need her to be healthy coming into the SEC tournament.
Quick tape up. for Herbert-Harrigan. Getting rid of a little blood.
South Carolina could go 2 for 1 right here.
Second foul on Carter.
I don't believe that. Gary Blair didn't want that foul.
That puts Ty Harris at the line, who leads the team shooting 86% from the free throw line.
So now with 38.9 seconds, does Texas A&M go 2 for 1, try to score quick?
Kayla Wells takes it in, gets her own rebound in traffic. She'll go to the line. Bree Beal is called for her second.
There's one thing Gary Blair can be pleased with in this game is how his team has attacked the glass on the offensive end.
16 offensive rebounds for Texas A&M, 13 second chance points. Carter will take a seat.
When you look at that number in Sierra Johnson, their 5-player, their center, has been in foul trouble.
On the bench with 4. And Dia Jones has been out there playing with 3 fouls.
But she's been relatively silent in the last few games that we've done. She's been the spark, really the star, being on the glass and making things happen offensively inside for Texas A&M.
Oh, Henderson almost loses it, gets it back. Too much on the shot. Hey, if you want to play good, you got to look good, right? We're doing a little special film session with the South Carolina seniors when we come back. South Carolina leads 51-38 over Texas A&M as we get start for the fourth quarter. We've been talking about this senior class, and so we thought, well, let's take them in the film room and see how they break down film, but it was a little bit different than what you would expect.
So what we're going to break down is some of Coach's outfits.
All right.
Okay. All right. A scale of 1 to 10, what you think?
I give this one 8.
What about you, Kiki?
About a 7.
About a 7. What do you not like about it?
The piss. I don't know.
Let's see what's next.
I like that. I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
I like it.
I like the heels.
Do you know what those are?
Valentino.
I knew you knew.
There you go. How about this?
10.
10?
Yeah, I like that too.
Do you know what outfit, you know what game that is? Win.
Championship.
Championship.
Natty Champs.
Well, ladies, thank you. This was fun.
Thank you.
Gotta look good to play good.
I gotta be like her. I inspired to be like her.
They were so surprised. They thought we were actually going to break down film for them. Okay, we got a great Coach Staley's outfit today. What do you think?
I'm going to give it a 9. I like it. Yeah.
I really like it. Those pants?
Well, I'm not sure about the clogs, the shoe.
Yeah.
But I know, too, during a basketball game, you got to go for a little bit of comfort. So
That's right. On the pants alone, I think
I
she
love
gets
the
a 10.
pants. I love the pants. I don't think they probably make them in my size length.
You never know.
That might be the Irish Snickers.
The
with
internet
little
is a wonderful
sparkle.
place.
It is. Trust me, I spent a lot of time shopping there.
How did they save that? Lily Grissett traveled.
And Dawn's that explains it all right there. And I had a fun conversation with her yesterday, and Dawn talks about success. She said she knows what it looks like, sounds like, feels like. It's not feeling like the momentum swing of this game right now.
Dawn Staley has elevated the South Carolina program the moment she took over the reins of Gamecock Nation. Victoria Saxton, the extra work. I mean, you see the extra effort from South Carolina. It's a reflection of their head coach. You see that in games.
Everybody talks about every player on this team is an extension of Dawn Staley.
Especially Ty Harris. South Carolina ball. The final Super Tuesday doubleheader of the season on ESPN and the ESPN app tips at 7 as number 24 Michigan State squares off against number 16 Penn State. At 9 p.m., it's number 8 Kentucky, who's the SEC regular season champs. They host Tennessee at Rupp Arena coming up on Tuesday. The SEC women's tournament will start Wednesday, and we've got you covered on all of the ESPN platforms, starting on SEC Network on Wednesday, all the way through the championship game a week from today on ESPN2.
We remember last year, as Arkansas started as a 10 seed and played their way all the way to that final game. Anything can happen.
It was Mississippi State getting the win over Arkansas in that tournament championship game. Before that, South Carolina had won 4 straight. I'm interested to see what Alabama does too in Greenville, because they've been happening.
Jasmine Walker on fire on the perimeter with Sierra Johnson. Alabama Sierra Johnson in the starting lineup. Jordan Lewis running the point. They're a dangerous team.
They've beaten 2 ranked opponents back-to-back, including this A&M team. Second long ball for Kayla Wells today. Wells has 13, and timeout is called by A&M. 7 minutes to go. Rick, thank you so much. More good basketball all day today, so stick with us. South Carolina leading Texas A&M 55-41 here. South Carolina thrives in the paint. Today, 28 paint points. 20 of those have been in the restricted area, so right under the basket. They are getting close shots.
Well, they're getting on the glass now. They have 10 offensive rebounds. And then the post-up, especially of Victoria Saxton and Aaliyah Boston.
They had 60 paint points on Thursday against Florida. South Carolina has had 50 or more paint points 9 times this season, but A&M has done a good job of being there right there with them. Texas A&M has 26 points in the paint.
Well, Texas A&M could do a better job of taking care of the basketball. They have in this second half 7 turnovers that have led to 7 points for South Carolina. As long as you've got a player like Kennedy Carter on your team, no lead is safe.
Carter did not start today. Gary Blair brought her off the bench. Only played 3 minutes in the first quarter, said they were trying something different. She has 12 points.
Ty Harris surveying the situation.
Okay, they want to go inside to whoever has Sierra Johnson on them because she's got 4 fouls.
And on the other side, Texas A&M, let Johnson go to work. Right now, Leah Boston is matched up with Kennedy Carter.
3 seconds on the shot clock. And it'll be a shot clock violation on A&M. Sports Center with SVP tonight after Lakers Pelicans on ESPN and the ESPN app. They'll have post-game reactions from New Orleans, plus breaking down the NBA's top moments. And in this week's SC featured how a serious medical scare threatened Pelicans star Drew Holiday's family. I saw that this morning. It is incredible. If you haven't seen that story, check it out tonight on Sports Center with SVP.
South Carolina has come up with empty possessions offensively. They need to score right now.
Herbert-Harrigan. Aaliyah Boston, nobody can stop her going to the basket. She's got a double-double now. 13 points, 10 boards for Aaliyah Boston.
Such an impressive post player. That's just a freshman.
That's 12 double-doubles now, a freshman record at South Carolina. Well, South Carolina has already secured the #1 seed in the SEC tournament, but a win today, and they would get their second unbeaten SEC regular season since 2015-16. By the way, they also won the SEC tournament that season. Texas A&M is trying to get a win to clinch an SEC tournament double bye, but if they don't win today and Arkansas does win later today, A&M gets that double bye anyway.
Gary Blair will be cheering for his old Razorback team after his game is over.
It's hard to believe we're already here at the SEC tournament coming up this week. It starts on Wednesday in Greenville, South Carolina. Do you think there will be some Gamecock fans making the short drive to Greenville?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I figured. It's been there the last couple of years.
They do a fantastic job in Greenville, but I think this is going to be fun. I think it's going to be South Carolina's to lose, but getting there, the games along the way, each one of them have an opportunity to have whatever outcome there could possibly be. Expect the unexpected.
Aggies trying to get out of a slump. They've missed their last 5 shots.
Texas A&M switching to a man-to-man out of the zone.
And they get India Jones on the block. That's her 5th. So India Jones is done for the day. Just 3 points and 12 rebounds. She averages 11 points per game.
That's a big loss because she is an absolute phenomenal rebounder. Carter on the bench. Finding offense is going to be tough for Texas A&M.
Wilson will try her hand. Now A&M has missed its last 7 shots. It's been a big day for the South Carolina program. I mean, to start the day with Senior Day. Not only that, you also are presented the SEC regular season trophy before the game, and now you got to play a top 15 team.
Well, it was a roller coaster of emotions because when we saw, especially Kiki Herbert-Harrigan, she had the most tears streaming, I think, in the arena, but she was one that gathered herself and from the start in that first quarter, red hot and dialed in.
15 points in the opening quarter for Kiki Herbert-Harrigan. She's got 20 right now. Oh, and finally A&M gets a bucket. Gone over 4 minutes without a score.
South Carolina can take their time.
Gamecocks won't play again until Friday at the SEC tournament. They are the #1 overall seed. Leah Wilson has given A&M some good minutes today. She got the start in place of Kennedy Carter.
She's played well since when Carter was out with that ankle injury.
Lily Grissett goes up and draws the foul. Yeah, Leah Wilson has had a tough road. She started at Arkansas and then last season started the first 9 games, ended up missing the rest of the season with an injury. As the seniors are going to come out, a standing ovation for Kiki Herbert-Harrigan and Ty Harris inside Colonial Life Arena, their final regular season game of their career. Ranked their entire career, won a national title as freshmen. They've won 2 SEC tournaments and now 2 regular season titles.
Winning is what those two know. They have had great experiences, and when you look back, I went back and looked at the lineups of the 4 different years. There have been drastic changes to that starting crew that these two played with, and they have just weathered, gone through each season, continuing to improve as players.
They've made it work with whatever personnel is on floor.
That's one of the things in talking to Ty Harris's mom, that Ty, being the starting point guard, just adjusting. It's almost like being a CEO and making a new business plan. That's what she has done with Dawn Staley in leading and being the point guard of this team.
Ariel Whitsitt hits from the baseline for a Texas A&M. 1 minute to go here in Columbia. Texas A&M will have to wait to see if Arkansas can defeat LSU to make sure the Aggies get that double bye in the SEC tournament.
We've got to talk to Delta Airlines about getting the SEC network on the plane.
Yeah. So we can watch all these games today. You look at how this Carolina team has been tested. Nobody has more wins over ranked opponents than Dawn Staley's crew. They have beaten 10, close to 11. 30 seconds away from their 11th win over a ranked opponent this season.
With 3 freshmen in the starting lineup. That's impressive.
Mackenzie Green goes up and draws the foul.
The Aggies still battling. I mean, this is another team that at the beginning of the year, in some polls, they were picked to win the SEC. I think that they will be dangerous throughout the tournament with Coach Blair. He's the most active coach with most wins of active coaches in the SEC, if there's anybody that's got great experience in that tournament, it is Coach Gary Blair.
The number 1 team in the nation goes undefeated in conference play. 16-0 for South Carolina. In the SEC, they head into the SEC tournament as the number 1 seed. We'll see them again on Friday. Their 11th ranked win of the season. Carolina takes it 60-52. Let's get you back to the studio.